Hi friends, today's a day for some really easy, simple Australian parrots out of simple shapes, and that's it. No complicating or anything. Recently we were at Queen Mary Falls and you should have seen we had King Parrots, Rosellas, Galahs, Rainbow Lorikeets, just to name a few. And today let's paint them. Ready? Let's go. Let's start with some simple shapes and we'll dress them up later. To start off, a king parrot. He has a red body, just like that, and a red head. Now let's give him, he has a green back and a tail. He has a wing, and there we have it. Just give him a little beak. I've washed my brush, and just a little beak. Now a crimson rosella. They're a beautiful crimson colour. So let's do our shape. Half a circle, a little bit skinnier than half a circle. A little ending. And then a little hump for the back. And a tail. His undertail feathers. And then his wing. Start on the outside, come in and give it a swirl. He'll need a little beak too, so we'll just make it pink again. How about a rainbow lorikeet? We'll start off with a yellow tummy. Now he's a bit too colourful, isn't he? He has a green back and a tail. Washing and drying my brush. Let's pick up some blue for his head. Some blue in his tummy. Some orange in his chest. Oh yeah, he has a beak. And he actually has a blue head. But look at that. That's pretty close. So now we'll give him a wing. While we're waiting for these to dry, let's have a little play and practice at drawing some beaks. Okay, let's say there's the shape of our body and head. With the beak on parrots, just think of it as an oval that comes out like this. And now, around about the halfway mark, we're going to do a little S. And then, this top part can be a little S too. So just a little S. And then this bottom part normally is a little bit shorter. So do that again. We could do a curve like that, and then around about halfway, let's do a little S, and up here a little S. Then a little curve like that, and we have a beak. And then we can put his eye in there. There he is, happy as can be. Do you want to have another go? A curve. Find the halfway mark, roughly. An S. And an S. And a little curve. Easy peasy. And the eye. Now what about his wings? Let's have a refresher course on the wings. So this is our parrot, and a nice simple shape for his wing would be something like this. And this is where I'm not going to get too technical. So here we have his tertiary feathers, and all his feathers are up here, and we have little coverts. So even if you just had something like that, that would be really cute. We can lessen that as well, or we can build on it. It doesn't matter. And then, of course, his body doesn't just finish there. It's the start of his tail. So these are his undertail coverts and his tail on top. But we don't have to overcomplicate it. And then here is his back feathers. And for his feet, we could just do that. Try that. It's like a 6 backwards. King parrots are vividly striking. The male's red plumage is nearly neon. It's so vivid. They live up to 30 years, and we have one, well, there's more of them, but one continually visiting us, and we call him Harold. He sits on the veranda railing and sometimes even taps on the window. And apart from the red and green in these simple paintings, they also have blue and back in their tails and a beautiful yellow eye. And then we can give him some feathers. And some feet. And this is our king parrot. How about a crimson rosella? These guys also frequent our garden very regularly. My little painting doesn't do it justice again because they have a beautiful little blue cheek on their face, and on their back their feathers are blue, but they're trimmed with the crimson like little scallops. Anyway, I still can't tell the difference between males and females, the only clue being that the male is slightly larger than his female mate. Now for a rainbow lorikeet. These are the larrikins of the lot. Not only are they superbly, vibrantly colourful, but they are also the noisiest of the lot. They come to our garden too. They love the nectar in the crimson bottle brush. Did you know that this way they also help the bees to pollinate plants as they move from one to the other? They love to play and hang upside down when they eat. They also love a good bath. And this was taken in our home garden too. Now we need one sitting. So here's an oval with a little bump on it. We'll give him some wings. And he has a blue tail. There we go, with a little bit of bleeding happening there, but that's okay. So let's give our little parrot a beak. So it's a long one this time, and then a little hump like that, and some eyes. And feet over the branches. Coming back to the specimens here, I have my pyrrole orange, which I used for the king parrot. I'm going to have a little bit of neutral tint on the side. So here's the orange with a little bit of neutral tint. And let's just give him a little shadow underneath there. And he can have some undertail coverts. I've washed my brush and dried it, and now I'm just going to blend this out. Lovely. With that same colour, let's give his belly a little bit of form and maybe some form here on the sides. And then again, just blend it out. I'm putting a little bit of this neutral tint up here. And now taking some of the red and adding a little bit to it.
We can't have it too thin, has to be a bit creamy.
And see how that one is too thin? I need to take more water out of my brush. This has got to be a little bit creamy with a little bit of the neutral tint in it. And there he is. Now with this one, let's just try and take a little bit of neutral tint, but very thin, and brush it over so it goes over all three colours. And that's not bad either. Now let's give our birds some branches to sit on. So I'm going for some raw umber, and let's see, there, coming down there. And then I can put a bit, while this is wet, can add a little bit of shadow to the branch. He's not wet, he's dry. So I hope you had fun. I know I did. Painting them simple like that sure takes the stress out of everything. Yeah. So we could paint them, we could keep going. We could paint them hanging upside down or feeding or flying or carrying on. Let me know if that's something you'd like to do. And if you'd like to paint a more serious version of a rainbow lorikeet, you might like to see this video here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. You know I'd love to hear from you. And bye for now.